Have you ever been mistaken for a hooker at your daughter's recital? I spent 3 hours getting ready for Lily's dance recital, not because I wanted to impress anyone, but because it was the first family event where Damien's parents would see me since our divorce. I chose a red dress from my closet, one that made me feel confident. Form-fitting, but not inappropriate. Hem just above the knee, paired with the only designer heels I kept from my marriage. I wanted to show them I was doing fine without their son's money. The divorce had been brutal. Damien's family lawyer made sure I got the minimum in alimony despite me raising our daughter alone while he built his career. They painted me as a gold digger in court, conveniently forgetting I'd supported him through law school working double shifts as a waitress. Now I worked 3 jobs to keep Lily in dance classes, while Damien spent weekends with his 22-year-old girlfriend. I arrived at the recital venue early to help Lily with her costume. The other moms were already there in their yoga pants and oversized sweaters, the uniform of suburban motherhood I could never quite master. They looked at my dress and exchanged glances. Barbara, the PTA president, actually moved her purse to her other side when I sat down near her. "Working tonight?" she asked with a smirk that made my skin crawl. "Just came from the office," I replied, though it was Saturday. I didn't mention the office was a hair salon where I worked receptionist shifts between my bartending job and weekend catering gigs. When Damien arrived with his parents and his girlfriend, who wore a dress eerily similar to mine but probably cost 10 times more, I held my head high. His mother, Patricia, surveyed me with her usual disdain. "Interesting choice for a children's event," she said, loud enough for nearby parents to hear. During intermission, I went to the bathroom to help Lily change costumes for her second number. When I came back, 2 women I didn't recognize were standing by my seat. One grabbed my arm as I tried to pass. "Excuse me, but this is a private event," she said. "I know, my daughter is performing," I said, confused. The second woman laughed. "Sure she is. Look, we don't know what arrangement you have with someone here, but there are children present. Maybe wait in the parking lot?" It took me a moment to understand what they were implying. My face burned as other parents turned to watch. "I'm Lily's mother. She's in the intermediate jazz class." "Lily Martinez?" the first woman said skeptically. "Her mother doesn't look like this." Before I could respond, a man I'd never seen before approached. "Everything okay here, ladies?" He positioned himself between me and the exit like he was security. "Ma'am, if you could just come with me quietly. I'm not going anywhere. My daughter is about to perform." My voice was shaking now, anger and humiliation fighting for control. That's when Lily appeared in her sequined costume, running toward me. "Mommy, did you see me? Did I do good?" She wrapped her arms around my waist, and the 2 women stepped back like they'd been slapped. The man muttered an apology and disappeared into the crowd. The women suddenly found somewhere else to be, but the damage was done. Every parent in that lobby had witnessed my humiliation. The whispers followed me back to my seat. Even Damien had the decency to look uncomfortable. After the recital, the dance teacher pulled me aside. "Some parents expressed concerns about your presence," she said carefully. "There was a misunderstanding about you potentially being here in a professional capacity." "Professional capacity?" I repeated. "Someone thought you might be an escort, hired by one of the fathers." She couldn't meet my eyes. "I know it's ridiculous, but maybe in the future you might consider dressing more conservatively." I looked at my dress again. It was just a red dress, the kind any woman might wear to feel good about herself. But on me, a single mother who couldn't afford the right car or live in the right neighborhood, it apparently screamed something else entirely. That night, Lily asked why some of the moms were being mean to me. I told her sometimes people make mistakes about who others are based on how they look. She said that was stupid. I agreed, but didn't tell her those mistakes follow you forever in small towns. The next recital, I wore jeans and a sweater. I looked like every other mom there. Barbara even smiled at me, but underneath that baggy sweater, I was still wearing red, a small rebellion they'd never see. They'd tried to shame me for existing while divorced and struggling, but I wouldn't let them erase who I was. The dress still hangs in my closet. Sometimes I take it out just to remind myself that their assumptions about me say nothing about who I am and everything about who they are.